Okay, hello, I'm finally hopefully doing the episode 3 commentary. I hope my brain actually is able to come up with, like, remember stuff I wanted to say. Like, I usually my main reason for putting these off, besides just doing other things, like working on the episodes, is mainly, because I'm worried, oh, what if I'm not in the right mindset and I don't remember, like, a lot of the stuff I wanted to say. Anyway, this is, I hope I'm talking loud enough. Like, I hope I'm not being drowned out by the episode. I sounded kind of quiet in the recordings, but I don't know, compared to the audio. Anyway, so yes, first appearance of Star besides in photos and stuff. And that AMV I made, but that's not, like, part of the episodes.
Look at that Kaze strutting around.
This is so ancient. This is so old. This is made. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, oh jeez, it's so hard to believe.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah, don't just ignore that wall. I noticed it at some point, but I couldn't be bothered to go back into the file and fix it. Sorry. I hope that doesn't. I hope that doesn't make people like think that this person's working.
Well, it hasn't even been 24 hours yet, and my fur is already back to its atrocious light blue color.
I do still like try to put quality stuff. It's just sometimes I can't be bothered to fix errors. If that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, Ame's fur turned back to normal, and this part coming up right here, I'm just gonna say, there is more to this.
I liked you better when you were still trapped.
I mean, it wasn't plans. It wasn't initially planned to like have more to that later, but like I decided later on because certain reasons. Sorry if that was super confusing and like it made you go like, what are you talking about? Hopefully you'll understand when a certain episode comes out. Sorry for the confusion. Anyway, this is like the new intro. I say new, but this thing is like no, it's not 2 years old yet, but it's kind of close-ish. I'm still proud of this opening though. Like, don't get me wrong, I still like the old one, but I definitely could use an upgrade from the old one, because like my style and my animation had improved and changed since I made the old intro, so I might turn this down a bit. I'm like paranoid I'm gonna be drowned out by the episode. So I'm just gonna turn the volume down, there we go. But yeah, like, you know, you saw this cool thing, you got like all the characters, like all the main characters and stuff. Or at least most of the main characters. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, basically, actually, I'm gonna talk about the intro in depth. As soon as the intro finishes, I'm gonna, like, scroll back to, like, earlier and be like, I'm gonna analyze things, because it's like, why not? I mean, that's the whole point of these commentary things, is do analysis. And yes, I said it like that on purpose to be random, because I'm a random person. I don't even know if... Okay, so also Google Translate is confusing. Yes, I know Google Translate, but like it said that was the translation, but then later it gave me a different one, so I'm like confused now if the Japanese text I used is accurate or not. Sorry if anyone's fluent in reading that language. Can you please tell me? I don't know if anyone will, but like, if anyone can tell me if that's accurate. Sorry, I hope it doesn't accidentally say something offensive by mistake, because I'm paranoid about that kind of thing. Anyway, oh, just pause it on Mel. Yeah, so, yeah, what, did I have anything to say? They're just introducing all the characters. It looks like Kairu's flirting with Kar in that part. She's not, though. Kara's not her crush. She's also a lesbian, so she's not gonna flirt with it. Well, I guess some lesbians flirt with guys because, like, it's, like, before they realize they're a lesbian or something, but, like, or they're just, like, trying to be straight, and it's like, you don't have to. I promise you, any orientation is valid. Anyway, but also, Kairu is also way too shy to flirt, so she doesn't even flirt with her actual crush either, like, anyway, what was my, I was gonna say, what was my point again? My point was just, like, giving commentary on the intro of and the episode. So yeah, we got, So yeah, basically I want to analyze here. I want to show like each of them, the sky wolves, and like they're like one of, I guess their like main problem or whatever. Kaze has all this angst around like people forgetting her birthday, so it's like this symbolic, like she's blowing out the candles, but it's also like her wind powers. And then this is symbolic of like her wish that she made, her wish for like all the happy family together and celebrating her birthday and stuff. And then it like fades away, and it, because it was in her mind, and then this is like the reality. And it's not that they don't care, it's just that they often are busy or distracted, like like except Star is kind of out of commission, but I meant the others, like Spade, Luna, and Skylar. Like, they still care. They're just often, like, doing other stuff. Well, I guess Skylar is also kind of annoys Kaze about the whole February 29 does not exist thing, but as seen in episode 2, he still wants Kaze to have her birthday celebration. Then, anyway, then we got Arashi angsting off in the side here, watching this, and she's all like, oh, how dare you, Kaze, your problems are invalid, because she's, like, basically one of those people who, like, invalidates your struggles because she, like, has worse struggles or something. But then it's, like, a dramatic lightning flash as she, oops, I didn't mean to, exit full screen there. I'm surprised that animating that paper blowing was easier than I thought it would be, but it's basically like, oh, she walked away, and as she walked away, she knocked over that photo of Kaze and two of her best friends, and it's like symbolic of how Arashi is thinking, oh, you don't have a right to complain because you have friends. Arashi's basically one of those people that like tells you, oh, your problems are invalid because other people have it worse. Like, you know, she like, Arashi's pain is definitely valid too. It's just not good that she's like trying to invalidate Kaze's problems and stuff like that. But yeah. Arashi, and then it, like, the scene transition, like, for the paper blowing past, it, like, transitions to, like, Arashi and Ame gazing up at the sky dramatically, and then Ame is just kind of looks at Arashi, and then it's, like, a brief flash of, like, presents and balloons, streamers, cake, and basically birthday stuff, symbolic of, like, Arashi, like, you know, for example, like, in episode 2, she destroyed the presents, and some of the presents, and like, you know, there's this whole thing where she has plans involving Kaze's birthday. And then Ame is just like is just depressed and unmotivated and just like, oh, what's the point? Yuki's like gazing out at the world. I'm just gonna lie here, and it's like, poor Ame. Yeah, Ame's in pain too. Yeah, there's like several characters in this series who are in pain. It's like these poor things. Yuki's gazing out the window, and she's like, oh, Tayo is, like, socializing with our neighbor Corny, like, I want to do that, but I'm too shy, and then she ducks it, they're like, hey there, Yuki, and she's like, no, I don't want you to see me, I'm nervous, and then Tayo's like, hi, and then Tayo doesn't really have a struggle that's shown in the intro, not to say Tayo doesn't have struggles, I'm just saying that he doesn't really have any that are shown in the intro. Like, so I just had Tayo just, like, be, like, shocked noticing some stars going past or something, and he's like, whoa, what's that? This next part is kind of interesting. Whoops, it went too fast. Actually, I might slow it down. Sorry if it might sound cursed when it's slowed down, but I'll try. Actually, it doesn't sound that cursed. What am I talking about? So yeah, there's like Spade and Star, like in the past, they're like lovey-dovey. Luna be the best third wheel, and she's like, wee, I'm here too! Just like cheerful. And then Spade and Star flow past each other again, and then it's like, and then now it's like instead of Star, it's like this Star here, like sprinkling past, I was gonna say, what? And then Spade is like flowing past. Now it's like him like later on when Star like quote unquote died, and these are like his tears like flowing as he like flies, zooms through the air. Also, he can't fly. This is just like a symbolic thing. And then mystery character. I wonder who this is. And then and then Scarly, and it's like, man, when is Scarly gonna appear? Okay, I actually know when she's gonna appear. I'm just like, when am I gonna get up to that? I guess like when, as in like when in the timeline of the universe is am I going to be up to that episode or those episodes or wait, okay, then there's I guess I'll keep it slowed down because there's a lot of stuff in the intro that's kind of hard to see if it is. Sorry, I hope if it's a bit too fast or what. Well, I'm saying I hope it isn't too fast, but yeah, then the twins running. Yeah, that just still sounds cool, kind of slowed down. So it's like, we friends, and then it's like, yay, friend group, and then Uwu Crush blushes. Man, I'm so eager to get back to Kairu because it's like, when is Kairu gonna appear again? It's been so long, I say, even though it's only been like one episode since she appeared out of the ones uploaded on YouTube, but she's not in episode 5 either, or 6. She appears, I guess that's not really spoilers. She doesn't appear again till episode 7. I'm like, no, I love Kairu. I'm not trying to shaft Kairu. It just happened that way. I love Kairu. I say she's one of my favorites. And I'm really eager to get to more stuff involving her. By the way, I don't actually know who my number 1 favorite Skywolves character is, but I know, like, some of my favorites, but I love all of them. Even though some characters that haven't appeared yet, I also, like, hate them as people, but like them as characters, if that makes sense. Like, you will find out more about that later. Was that an error? No, it wasn't. I don't know why I didn't say that. So yeah, this is the part where it's like a lot of stuff is going on. Okay, so Kazu's flying epically. Arashi picks her up and she's like, "Screw you, bitch! I'm gonna toss you and yeet you into the void." And she's like, "Ah!" And Arashi's like, "Haha!" And then she's like, I got a sneaky smile now." And then Ame and Arashi like, "High five! Yeah, we destroyed her epically." Then Yuki comes along. She's like, "Yay, I'm flying!" And Kaze's in the air like, "Don't worry, I'm still flying." Tayo and Yuki, like, adorably bump each other lightly. Then Kairu just zaps in the middle. She's like, "Wait, I didn't sign up to be the third wheel, what?" She's like, "Ah, frick, I didn't mean to do that, sorry." And then Kaze and Kairu like, we're crushes, let's hold hands and blush, or let's hold paws, because they have paws. And then, it's been almost 13 minutes already, and I'm still in the intro. Wow, it's alright, I like it when they're long. I'm just paranoid about something going wrong with the recording, because I'm, paranoid. Anyway, I just happened to actually pause it on, well, I guess it's slightly slowed down. I actually happened to pause it on the brief flash. Yeah, this is based on episode 2 when the presents were destroyed and Kairu was sad, and it's like, Arashi, how dare you, even though I'm the one who made the story and I made her do that. I love Arashi, I find her extremely interesting. Kairu's just like bothered by her quote-unquote failure, and then she accidentally loses grip of Kazi's paw, and then there's like, "No, oh no, you're flying away, I hope you're okay." And then Cindy catches Kairu, and it's like, love triangle? No, I'm just kidding, it's not a love triangle. Cindy catches Kairu and Kazi's like, "Oh, thank God." And then Cindy's like, let's land on the ground." And the rare footage of the inside of Cindy's ears. Rare footage of Cindy with her ears up. And then Cindy lands Kairu and herself safely on the ground. They wave and they're like, "Hi, yay, Kaze, we're okay." And then Kaze's like, Mel and Car going in for like a nuzzle or a kiss or something. And then Kaze's like, "Hey guys, now I'm third wheeling you." And then they're like, "Ah, Kaze, oh hello, where'd you come from?" And then they're like, "Yay, hello, we're waving now." And she's like, "I'm flying past, and now I'm flying into the air. And look at all these ships." And then you just got Cindy and Kairu. Okay, fun fact, don't worry, this is not going to destroy the canon of, but I'm just, like, paranoid in case somebody gets sad, because, I don't know. Like, don't worry, the canon ships are still the same. It's still Cindy and Skylar and, Kairu and Kaze. That's not changing. I still love those ships. They're still canon. I still love those ships with all my heart, but I just also have a soft spot for Cindy x Kairu. I can be a multi-shipper like that sometimes, but But the canon ships are still the same, so don't worry if you like Kaze x Kairu or Skylar x Cindy or both. Those ships are still the canon stuff in there, and I still love them wholeheartedly. So don't worry about that in case anyone was worried about that. I just also wanted to briefly mention that. Anyway, so yeah, flying through the sky, leaves and pieces of rock debris stuff. Skylar doing an epic jump zoom thing, and then Kaze like, wait, and then she's like, look, Skylar! He's like, whoa, I'm falling, and then Scarly shows up with her epic telekinetic powers, and she's like, don't worry, I'll just randomly put you on top of this building. It's like, oh, okay, he's just gonna be stuck there now. Nah, don't worry, someone will help him get down. Or maybe he'll just, like, go inside the top window and then just, like, go downstairs or something. Anyway, so it's like, we zoom. Fun fact, actually, I did upload the storyboard. Fun fact, in the storyboard, I accidentally gave Scarly 2 eyes in some of this. Anyway, so it's like, we zoom around, rocks, Scarly epically blasts him away, then she accidentally Tourette's twitches, and I mean that literally, by the way, I'm not saying that, like, as a joke, like, she actually does have Tourette's, and so do I. She, and then she, like, accidentally summons a giant rock, and she's like, I'm gonna dodge, and then she's like, yes, I dodged it, here's an epic close-up of my eye and my scar, and then the family looking out at the night sky, and then an epic scar flies past, and then it's like, whoosh, camera, whoosh angle thing, rotation, and then it's like, you know, and then it, oh, I forgot to slow down, and then it, like, transitions into poor Star crying, and then and Spade's heart, and he's, like, upset, and then Hug. I don't know if I need to explain everything. Some of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. I just, like, giving, like, silly analysis. Also, just a disclaimer, just because I do a silly analysis of something doesn't, you know, I can do a silly analysis of something while also still taking it seriously, like, as well, if that makes sense. So, I'm not trying to just, like, take the seriousness out of everything, you know. I'm still capable of taking, stuff seriously and stories and all that. So yeah, this music is weirdly epic for them just walking to school, but I guess it's kind of the beginning of a new era, because it's like, now this is the first time the Skywolves are going to school, Sansame. Well, first time they're going when they're not trapped in Kaze's soul.
Skylar, why is your stupid song so freaking
my god, that background though, I just don't realize it's like
okay,
zoom.
Bro? You've been pretty quiet all morning. Oh, yeah, I'm alright, just thinking. Oh,
I love the February 29 does not exist song.
Jeez, what is with the weather today? It's called winter. You say winter, summer, autumn, and spring like this.
So yeah, basically, Kaze just discovered that the weather is like, oh, there actually are differences in the temperature after all. And they're like, yes, this is what I've been telling you all these years. Yuki basically explains, like, heat immunity, coldness immunity. I hope I didn't miss to explain anything. That was grammar. So yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think of stuff. Poor Tayo is freezing. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, the beginning of this episode I made, how old was I? Was I 21 or 22? I was 21. I was 20. What? What is happening? It also feels like 21-year-old me just feels like a millennia ago. Not literally.
Me and Arashi crossed the street ages ago. Now hurry up, Cindy and Arashi are waiting.
Arashi be all like, nah, bitch, I'm not waiting for anyone.
And the lonely little clock behind the talented brother.
How am I almost 20 minutes in the recording? Wow. Oh wait, I did change the speed back to normal, yeah. Yeah, this is some weird camera cinematography here. I don't know, I probably should have not put Tayo like right on the edge of the screen, but whatever. I just was trying to fit Mel's ear. Thinking back, I probably could have like composed it. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, this part here, I wanted to talk about it. So when Mel jumps on the desks, originally she was just gonna walk normally, but I thought it would be more interesting to like make it like more personality in the stuff happening. So like because Mel is very like energetic and weird, so I was like, oh, she'd totally be the type to just randomly like jump and do flips on people's desks, just randomly. Also, she's a rabbit, so I was like, what if I just had her jump across the desks, and Kaze doesn't even like react. She's just used to it because she and Mel have been friends since they were like 4-year-olds, so she's used to it. Meanwhile, Kairu is just like caught off guard. She's like, yeah. I mean, she's known Mel not as well. She knew Mel since they were about 8, but they weren't that close. Kairu might have seen Mel do that before, but Kairu is also just easily caught off guard in general. So you know, she reacted to it regardless. I just talked through Mel's entire thing. Wow. But yeah, so I thought it was really cool how I changed it to give to add more personality and make it more interesting. Oh yeah. I hope this part didn't accidentally sound suggestive, because it's not supposed to. It's just, she's just happy giggly because, like, they're in love and they're all cute cuddly. I mean, you could say that maybe, like, Mel innocently said something that sounded like that by mistake. I don't know, I don't really want to put suggestive stuff in this series because it makes me uncomfortable. That's why part of episode 1 makes me feel awkward because of the part where it sounded like Skylar was gonna say something inappropriate. I'm like, I promise he wasn't, it just sounded that way by accident. Which I already explained in the episode 1 commentary. But yeah, Mel is actually like one of the most innocent characters. Yeah, she's actually ace anyway, so is Car. So they're definitely... Also, I don't want to think about them like that. They're 14, so yeah, no. No. Nothing suggestive, don't worry. It's just cute cuddles. I like how Coach Massachusetts with Bladge's weird report, he's like, yay! Then with Mel, it's like, what? He's not trying to be favoritism, though. He's just, I don't know. Oh yeah, and the picture of all the characters next to Mel was like her drawing, by the way. That's why even Arashi and Ame look all chibi, cutesy, and cheerful. It's because it's like Mel's super like idealistic version of what happened. She's like, and then we were all friends in the end, yay! And Arashi and Ame is like, no, we're not. Well, Ame's not even there, but like, if she was there, she'd be like, yeah, no, as well. Like, just like Arashi is. Oh my god, it is so hot in here! Anyway,
we also have a new student named Ame.
I was like, why do you talk like you're a game show host? It's like, welcome to Yonder High! Coach Massachusetts is like, at that paper. It's like, what? Thank God that confusion is over, except in flashbacks. Oh, I love how Coach Massachusetts is so on top of things, like, halfway through class is like, oh, whoops, lol, we have 3 new students. Maybe we should actually introduce them. They just awkwardly were sitting there the whole time. Well, Yuki was probably the only one feeling awkward. Arashi, when she says she's too edgy here, I feel like that's more like, that's not technically her reason, I mean, it kind of is, but, like, her reason is, like, I would say Arashi more so, just, like, thought, was like, saying that maybe sarcastically or something. I don't know if that made any sense. Oh yeah, I love how, like, I flashback to events from episode 1, I reanimate them, it's like, whoa, that improvement, though. Also, I did a thing! I retroactively made an animation error, not an animation error. Let me explain. So in episode 1, Mel was wearing a skirt, a dark pink, reddish pink skirt. Then I accidentally forgot that she was wearing it in that scene and I gave her aqua pants instead, like aqua green pants. But in this flashback, I made it that she actually had the pants on underneath the skirt, and she just took the skirt off screen, and we didn't see it because Car was holding it, and in the original we didn't see these three walk away, so Car was actually holding the skirt this whole time. We just didn't know it. So it's not an error. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was an error. I just made it not an error. Actually, as much as I find it funny, I also find it genuinely cool, because, like, it is possible to, like, retroactively fix errors, if that makes sense. I mean, it's fine. It's not the end of the world if you do an animation error. I'm just saying it's also cool how you can actually, like, retroactively, like, you know, make them not errors in some ways, like that way, for example. Oh, I also show this later as well. In another flashback later in this episode, we see, like, the pant legs sticking out from under the skirt. Maybe. Oh, but I guess we just saw the legs, like, before, but then maybe it's, like, the pants were rolled up, but then they fell down or something, and that's why, like, sometimes, I don't know, she just rolled them back up off screen, or something, I don't know, if it comes to that. It's so dramatic. Lag, oh yay, screen flicker. Anyway, it's like one of those scenes where, like, the well-meaning character accidentally says the wrong thing, and then it's like, dong! Because poor Kara and Kairu are both, like, scared of storms and the idea of somebody breaking into their house with lightning, like... This is basically just me explaining why they didn't go shopping the previous day. Chibi explanation, yay.
Wait, I don't think. Hey guys, what you whispering about?
Kaze just like, hey. She didn't hear the whole context. She just heard something about birthday, and she was like, ooh, is that? Also, I keep forgetting, but I need to post, like, you know, stuff like Bladge in episode 1, she was rambling in the background, and Tayo talking in the background of this episode, and stuff like that. I need to, like, upload those as their own separate videos, just in case anyone's curious what they were saying, if it's hard to hear in the actual episode. Tayo at one point mentions how, like, Kaze keeps looking at Kairu more often, so it was kind of hard for him to focus on, like Bladge's reports and stuff. And, basically, we didn't see it because it was off screen, but I totally imagine that Kaze, when she heard that, she got super embarrassed, quickly checked to make sure Kairu didn't hear that, and then saw that Kairu was talking to Mel, and then she was like, oh, phew, and then heard the birthday thing, and she's like, oh, what happened? What, are they talking about my birthday stuff? Or, I mean, it's also, I mean, maybe they might have heard more maybe she heard enough context that they knew they were talking about her, because it's like several of the characters' birthdays are coming up, actually, so, you know, might not be about you, but maybe Kaze just, like, heard them say something about Kaze, or I don't know, did they even say anything about Kaze? And that's, I don't know.
I'm starting to feel a bit cynical a while ago, but...
Or maybe they said, like, the four of us will go shopping, so it's like, you know, it eliminates any of them. I mean, you can go shopping with the person you're buying for and just hide it from them. I don't know. Especially if there's a gift wrapping station there, or there's a bag you can carry it in, like, even Kairi later in the episode is at the gift wrapping station, but it's fine. I'm not trying to make Kaze seem arrogant by assuming they're talking about her or anything. Sometimes it just happens, you know? It doesn't necessarily mean you're arrogant. Sometimes you just think of something first, and then you're like, oh wait, whoops, sorry, I shouldn't assume that, or, I don't know. Kaze also does have a slight issue with, you know, it's not like a self-centered thing, but sometimes she focuses a bit more, like, on her, I don't know how to describe it, like, it's not like she's self-centered or anything, I don't know how to describe it. I'm sorry, I'm not good at it. I don't know, like, innocently insensitive moments where she, like, obviously her own problems are valid too, but, like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it real well, sorry, I'm not good at describing things very well sometimes. I love this scene because it's like one of those scenes where, like, the character's talking about how excited they are for something, but it's like, little do you know, it might not go as well, and this character knows about it and feels really guilty because she's like, oh no, it's my fault, and that's something.
Finally! The heater is me!
But yeah, I'm impressed with how, like, the improvement I made throughout the series, like, even, like, you can see it in, like, like, well, probably all the episodes, including this one, you can see, like, you know, me doing, like, Yuki bursting out of the door and stuff, and Kaze, like, putting a hood on and shivering. This is basically just me explaining why, oh yeah, Yuki has more energy and confidence in the snow, we'll see that again, by the way. Um,
voice spoke to me again later and told me
this is basically me explaining what the Sora thing was. That it's a title, it's not their last name, so they're not related.
But it's a title, not a surname.
And this is also me clarifying that the Skywolves are not related, because I don't know, I just felt like they might get mistaken for relatives, and I don't want people to think that they're related, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea about that some of them being crushes. I didn't want people to think that they were that they were relatives, because they're not. Also, when Kaze says I've always been Kaze Wolf, that's not an error. That's like, yeah, obviously she was known as Skylar most of her life up to that point, but she's referring to how, like, like that's always been her true name, even if she didn't know it, if that makes sense. Also, but yeah. It was around this point, or maybe the previous scene or two, that I already started slowing down with my animation, actually, near the end of episode 2. I'm not saying this bad about, like, anyone's animation speed. Like, I'm not insulting anyone, like, for how fast or slow or medium they animate. I'm just saying that, like, it's, like, a personal thing that I want to be, like, a certain speed. I'm not trying to say anyone's value based on their animation speed or anything. Wholesome moment there. Also, oh my god, it is hard to hear the dialogue. I mean, yeah, I'm talking a whole bunch on top, but, but yeah, this scene alone, this scene's 4 minutes long, and there's a lot of stuff going on in it, so I'll give it that, but still, this scene alone took longer than the entirety of episode 2. How? How did that happen? This scene took me a little over 4 months, and episode 2 took me a little under 4 months. Anyway, and again, this is not me, like, saying insulting about anyone for their animation speed or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm just wondering how I got so much slower. Thankfully, I seem to be getting faster again, though. So yeah, and I just got the squad hanging out, chilling out. Yes, that was a snow pun.
It's probably weak to cold temperatures. Oh, don't worry. Mel and I will cuddle you if you need some extra warmth.
Car being the one to mention February snow because he's the Australian who had to get used to it. Sorry if that Australian accent is a bit weird.
I don't think it's fair for you guys to spend.
You have proof that I can do a better Australian accent. Well, I don't know if that was a bit. Because of Car in the series.
What happened? So I'll pay for all of it, okay?
It's like there's like little moments that were unintentional that made me end up liking Cindy X Kairu. Again, don't worry, it's not gonna threaten the canon ships, or it's not gonna threaten my love for the canon ships either.
Sorry, I didn't
pat.
scare you.
Also, Kairu, poor Kairu is just going through it in this episode. Like, Kairu's just going through it for like a ton of the stuff, basically. A ton of the stuff.
Yeah? Ozzy's only just started experiencing temperatures the way we do now that the other Skywars are.
Man, I'm so eager to get back to like the whole squad hanging out again, cause like.
Don't worry, Kaze. The forecast says the weather should clear up by this afternoon and tomorrow too. Forecasts aren't always accurate though. Yeah. I always trusted Kyrie when it comes to accuracy.
Kaze doing the adorable ear pulling thing. But yeah, like basically like that thing where like they're like Kaze's talking about how she trusts Kairu about something, and then it's like, oh, but Kairu doesn't feel trustworthy.
I promised I would never do this. Since kittenhood.
Dramatic. Oh, I love this shot.
My family.
It's like, whoa, I actually drew that somewhat decently.
During school hours.
I mean, I guess it's not the hardest thing to draw, but Kairu just like disappeared without anyone noticing. Maybe she teleported. So it's like they're all like, oh, like, well, immediately after school we're gonna go. She's like, no, I can't allow this.
Because of me. You can trace this mess back to the root of the problem, and you'll find who the blame falls on.
I love these flashback sequences, by the way. I love these flashback sequences.
The problem is no one else's to fix but mine. That is the most important thing to me. I have to make things right for everyone.
Yeah, I was trying to make that gust of wind like be the scene transition. It's all right, I guess. Like, but yeah, it's fine. Like, I mean, like it, like
Wow, can you
the
believe
way
it's
that
almost
it
February
came
again?
out was all right.
Yeah,
I guess.
know, right? I can't believe it's almost my birthday
I'm
again.
just thinking it could have been a bit like more better, but it's fine.
Birthday coming up.
Basically, like yeah, that girl in the top left is based on Margarine, which is Butters dressed up as a girl in South Park. I like, made a character based on that in Skywolves apparently because I felt like it. Skylar's not a harasser, by the way. Like, he's not trying to force himself on anyone. He's just being an annoying show off who just like
February.
I don't know. You know, I don't want Skylar to come off like a creep, you know, just because he followed them, like, yeah, they got annoyed and walked away and he followed them, but he's not trying to, like, you know, again, he's not trying to, like, harass anyone, he's just trying to, like, be like, hey, I'm gonna show off some more, and they're like, no. Or brag some more about how it's my birthday or something, I don't know. Kyra's like, don't hit on me. Don't worry, he's not gonna hit on her. Yeah, he knows that it wouldn't go anywhere anyway. Also, he's not into it. Oh yeah, okay, so basically, Kairu, she just ducks down. Oh yeah, actually, I was gonna say something about this part too.
Again? Yeah, I know, right? I can't believe it's almost my birthday again.
Yeah, that exchange there, was totally not based on the fact that I, often feel that way about just time in general. Also, of course, the random background person, Midnight. Also, well, I guess she doesn't necessarily say her birthday is in February. It could be in like March or something. But, you know, still, I promise. Yes, I have a February birthday. No, I did not intend for the there is not any February bias happening in like. Most of the main characters' birthdays are in February, and it's not because of any February bias. It's just because, it just happened that way because, of other reasons. Basically, the youngest in the group ended up being February, the oldest in the group ended up being February for their own reasons, and most of the group are born in the same year except Scarly, so I was like, well, I guess the ones in the between are also born in February. There are other characters in the main cast who have other month birthdays, though, but yeah. Anyway. But yeah. That's often how I feel about time, is just like,
well, you know who else
really? It's almost February again? It's gonna be that way soon. I mean, in a way, it is almost February, and I'm like, no, I don't want to turn 25. I'm not saying that as an insult to any 25-year-olds, but, you know, but you have to realize it's kind of freaky when you turn that age, because it's 25. It's like halfway between 20 and 30. Okay, I don't want to think. Again, I'm not insulting any 30-year-olds or anything. I'm not insulting any age. I'm just saying that, you know, it can be kind of intimidating to reach certain ages, you know. So, yeah, Kyra is looking at her phone. This is a picture of Kaze's 12th birthday, that took place at school, I would say. This picture. And, and they're all still Lil back then. Even though they're 12 in this picture, they're not like 8, but I don't know, they still look Lil. I gave her phone cat ears because because I can and I want to. I love how, yeah, this is what the pants sticking out of the skirt. I love how, Kyra sees them, and I, for some reason it gives me vibes that she's like, oh, it's the cool kids, it's the posse of cool kids or something. Oh yeah, I drew all their arms in positions where I wouldn't have to animate the arms, like, swaying. I'm like, okay, Kara and Mel just have their, like, hands balled together, and, Cindy's got her hands behind her back. And Kaze, I don't remember where her paws, probably in her pockets, or maybe they were just down, I don't know. Kairu's like, oh, the squad is approaching, and it is adorable, though, how Kairu just, like, sees her crush and her friends as, like, the cool kids that she's, like, admires, but also is scared to approach them. But yeah, they're not like the popular ones, they're not, like, outcasts either, they're just kind of in the middle. Kairu just zaps away. They all walk to, like, exactly where she was just standing.
Yay,
Sorry, the
tomorrow's
heights of the
February.
characters kind of keep shifting around in this series. I'm trying to be more consistent with it now, though.
Whenever February arrives, regardless of whether or not it's a leap year, he always boasts about how much.
But yeah, some of the anyway.
Doesn't he notice the extra day at the end? Either he doesn't, which makes him stupid, or he does but pretends not to, which makes him extremely annoying. Besides, my birthday
Because
rarely gets
you got
acknowledged when it
shots
does
where
roll
like
around, so
Kaze
I might
is
as
like
well
super
not
tall,
ignore it.
and then it's like she goes back to her like cotton ball
I'm so
design
sorry.
because I missed the super small aspect of Kaze.
Hi,
There's still
I'm
characters
Tayo.
smaller than her, but I
Hi,
still
I'm
want her
Tayo.
to be a small
Hi,
too.
I'm Tayo. Hi, hey, hey.
Totally not Silver
Tayo,
Blaze,
Tayo,
Tails, and
Tayo.
Cream
Yeah.
making appearances in the
You probably
background
can't
there.
say the same for Yuki. Hi, I'm Tayo.
And then in the corner there, you just got the totally not copy pasted foxes. I'm not saying that in a bad way, by the way. Like, it still works. I'm just amused by it. Oh my god, 40
So
minutes
many people
in the recording.
feel
Wow.
uncomfortable because they can see me and hear me and judge me in noise.
So yeah, basically they're inside with the heater on
Sorry,
now,
sis, I
so
couldn't find
Yuki's
her
not cold
anywhere.
anymore, which means she's not confident anymore.
I'll keep looking though.
Tayo didn't mean to abandon Yuki. He
No.
just tends to like
Oh,
be impulsive like that sometimes.
That's alright. Kaze's been worried about Kairu since she disappeared
Kaze is the second person Yuki, or one of the second people Yuki feels more comfortable around. Rare footage of Cindy putting her ear up.
Too. Thank you. Honestly, with Mom.
Yeah, this is when I accidentally
I don't know
forgot
where
to
to
draw
begin.
Tayo with the
I don't
jacket
even
on,
know where to start
so I
looking.
just made up
Why don't
that
you
he
just
took
ask
it
him?
off and
Right.
he's holding it with his tail now.
I really do think that voice in the sky
Oh, and the
is
scarf
Mom.
and mittens too.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's them
Well,
piled
what
on
if it
there.
isn't, though? Well,
I'm,
even
like,
if it's not
paranoid
Mom,
about
whoever it
missing
is seems to have
something.
knowledge you may need. Can't hurt to ask.
Again, it's not like I can't like say it in another video if but yeah.
I want to leave.
I love that transition there, like cheerful, upbeat Kaze, and then like her going. That's like an ominous thing of like. Meanwhile, Kairu is skipping school, but it's not good for her because of ominousness. Or well, I guess it's good that she got presents, but like But yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I was still using a mouse when I made most of this. This scene and the intro are the only things in episode 3 that were made with my drawing tablet. Also, yes, there was some South Park clothes cameos in the shelves there. And there might have been some other random ones too, but yeah.
Not her again! I can't screw up again!
But yeah, I love how it,
Forgotten how to teleport?
Arashi, like, just knows. Arashi knows exactly why Kairu's not teleporting, and it's spooking the hell out of Kairu that Arashi just, like, got it
I can teleport
right
properly
on.
in this condition.
And yeah, the brief flashback to... She's afraid if she teleports... Last time she teleported with a stack of presents, it didn't end well, so she's kind of afraid
It must be a lot of
teleporting the presents
having
to the
fix
wrong
your
place
mistake
again.
without screwing up again. I don't blame you for being on edge, especially knowing how much more you disappoint your
But yeah, it's like interesting how like it's like she's caught between a rock and a hard place.
Seriously messed up again.
Like she's like
Really
saying I'm
surprised?
too worked
She
up to
always
run,
does
but I'm
that.
also too worked up to teleport.
This is your fault.
Or she's like saying it's like basically she's too afraid in two ways. Like her emotions actually directly relate to how well her powers work. If she's feeling stressed, her powers work worse. So it's like it feeds into this like this stressful cycle of like being afraid to teleport because her powers are less reliable. And so basically she's saying she's too worked up to run. She's like losing her energy to run, but she's also too afraid to teleport. Also, it's fun, like, exploring, like, out-of-character versions of characters in, like, somebody's mind. Like, for example, Kairu being scared that all these, that people are gonna, like, hate on her. It's especially seeing, like, Kar be, like, irritated with Kairu is, like, damn, that's not really like Kar.
I should have gotten out of here.
She basically collapses here because she's run out of energy and she's just given up at this point on trying to escape Arashi because because she basically is like, well, there's no escape anymore. If I teleport, something bad will happen. I can't run anymore. You know, it's like, damn, she doesn't even try teleporting though. How cynical is she? That she'd rather just lay there than even try to teleport away. I guess she's just that scared and her powers are just that haywire. Kylie shows up like a badass. I also come to realize fairly recently that I never really established that Kylie was actually a school student. But it's supposed to be like a silly thing where it's like she's skipping school and she's like, "What you doing out of school?" But like, you know, Kairu's more of a goody two shoes than Kylie, so it still makes sense for her to ask. I mean, it's also just an amusing thing at the same time, but yeah. It makes sense to ask regardless, but me hoping that that Fahrenheit temperature made sense because I don't really speak Fahrenheit very well. But I made the characters American.
I mean, I should probably.
It's weird. It's like weird because it's like I live in Australia, but like I still default more to American stuff. I guess because of media or something. I usually make like characters be like not always. I do have characters who aren't American, but I just mean like for some reason like when it comes to Australia versus America, not versus like pitting them against each other. Like not like in a bad way. I'm not like saying bad about either of them, but like just like. You know, it's like when, I don't know, making the characters like how does their school operate, or what accent do they have, or what like vernacular do they use. I usually default to American because I have more American I have a more American accent. Well, but I went to an Australian school, but I guess because I unless I specifically decide to give my characters a different accent, then they have my accent. And if they have my accent, then I'm like, well, I guess they're American. I mean, you can have an accent and live somewhere else, though. I mean, well, you can. I mean, I do. And so does Car in this series, and some other characters that we haven't seen yet. Car, or maybe some that we have seen but we don't know very well. Anyway, Car, like, you know, Car is like the Australian of the group. He lives like, you know, he lives in their planet's version of America, and so like, you know, since most of the main characters have American accents, I guess I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'll just have them be in an American school, where it like starts in September and stuff. Which caused my characters to accidentally, some of them started kindergarten too early. Like, I'm like, wait, why is Corny in 8th grade if he didn't turn 13 for several months? Well, actually, I have met a couple, back when I was in 8th grade, there were a couple of 8th graders I met that were still 12 and they didn't turn 13 until like halfway through the year. Yeah, apparently Australia has some really way too lenient cutoff dates, but anyway, this is veering off topic now, sorry. I mean, the Skywolf's character's preschool works weird. It's like, hey, the day you turn 4 is the day you start. It's like, what if you turn 4, like, at the end of the year? I actually heard that somewhere in the world has kindergarten start on, like, your 5th birthday, which doesn't really sound like an ideal system. Again, what if your birthday is right at the end of the school year? Or, you know, what if you miss vital lessons because you joined after they were done teaching certain parts? Anyway, but anyway, blah, blah, blah. Kylie, what was I saying about them? I was saying something, yeah, I was saying how, like, I guess they use Fahrenheit. Frick, now I gotta, like, try to figure out, like, what makes sense for the temperatures in Fahrenheit.
Oh, gee, this isn't what the forecast predicted.
I think negative 20 is a pretty safe, like, cold, snowy weather temperature, though. I was surprised that Fahrenheit temperatures go in the negatives. Like, in weather, I mean. Because I was like, really? It's not cold enough when it's, like, positive 20?
See you at home. Well, except you, Cindy.
Anyway, Mel's phone is rabbit ears because yes.
Wait, what about Kairu? Is she not walking home with us today? Well,
Oh yeah, Arashi bumping against Cindy and Skylar glaring at her for it wasn't in the script. Actually, was Arashi bumping against Cindy in the script? I don't think it was. Skylar glaring wasn't. But I added it in the animation. I thought it was an interesting detail. Because I don't remember if Arashi bumping Cindy was done intentionally, or if it's like only after I animated it I realized it looked that way, and that's why I had Skylar glare. It might have been that, but either way.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have. Have you seen her since then, Arashi?
Oh yeah, fun fact: the two scenes, the two scenes where the style changed, the scene in the cafeteria and the scene of Kairu in the store. Oh, by the way, the first little bit of the Kairu store scene was done with the mouse, but most of it was done with the tablet. Oh, I think the storyboard was made with a mouse. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Also, yeah, those two scenes though were done like last. They weren't even going to be in the episode originally. I wasn't going to show what happened with Kairu and Arashi at first. That was going to be like a revelation to happen later. But I kind of felt like not much happened in this episode, and I was worried that it wouldn't get like interesting enough till near the end. Well, I still think it's interesting. I still think the other scenes are interesting, but like I felt like the flow-wise, there wasn't like a big event that happened soon enough. If that makes sense. I don't know how to make sense of what I said. I don't know. I just felt like somewhere in the middle of the episode there needed to be like a spike in like intensity or something. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll show what happened with Arashi and Kairu. But yeah, so the scene where Kaze is like, "Have you seen her, Arashi?" And she's like, "Grr," and walks away angry, and it's like, yeah, that was yeah, that was meant. I mean, it still is like kind of a dramatic like thing. It's like, oh, but little does Kaze know that Arashi did see Kairu since then, and it was a very, very bad interaction.
Besides, I probably shouldn't try carrying the presents home in this weather. We don't even
And yes, did you notice the background? The windows have bars on them. I wonder what that is all about. I mean, I guess it's kind of already given. I guess I already said what happened anyway. I'm like, whoa, I actually animated, there's several parts of this episode where I'm like, whoa, I actually animated that. Some parts of this sequence is some of those moments. Like, for example, like Cindy opening the closet door and like the light like gets more brighter through the crack, and then like, and then she takes the thing off the hanger, and then her like taking off the singlet and putting another one on, and I'm like, whoa, I actually animated that decently. Like, it actually doesn't look like a fail.
I really do appreciate the kindness and generosity.
But yeah, Cindy, also I'm glad I was able to make the voices fade into each other pretty well for her. And yes, Kairu's a lefty, and yes, she has a cat pen because I felt like it, because it's cute and cool, and I love it. I hope I can get this done before 6:30. I don't know if I will. It's fine if not, I can just pause and then like continue later. How many minutes are left in this episode? It's hard to see on my top screen. It kind of like cuts out some of the edges.
It's gotta be her. But how do I save her? Where do I begin? I guess I could ask.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be slightly dim in this scene. That's why the colors look less bright.
If you are ever in need of guidance, look to the stars. The poor bitch.
Oh yeah, her saying "my child" was her way of answering the question. Like, she reaffirmed it from when she said it earlier in episode 1. I remember, like, when I showed this to Mom or something, and she joked, like, "Don't blow the cold air into my room again," or something. Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, that too, Star. Everyone is asleep. Except Arashi, apparently. Oh, yeah, this part, it's like, hang on. It's like, imagine getting up at 7 a.m. Okay, I'm not saying that as an insult, like, if anyone gets up that early. I'm just saying I couldn't, I can't, I don't like waking up at 7 a.m. But Kaze was just immediately, like, alert. It's like, what are you, SpongeBob? Like how that's my go-to for, like, somebody who's, like, immediately alert. I mean, it's true.
Must have bought some more food, Thank God I don't have to look like a massive dork.
Oh yeah, the
anymore.
fur dye will be a bit more
I've had a dresser
explained
since yesterday
later.
afternoon. The owner
Like,
just raised it.
where it came from. I don't know if that made that sound like it's more of a dramatic plot point than it actually is. Oh yeah, I hope this scene isn't bad because I'm not trying. It's not supposed to be like it's just supposed to be a lighthearted thing. Tayo's perfectly fine.
Pizza, Tayo, get out of there, jeez! I'm fine, really.
Oh yeah, I don't know if Neapolitan pizza, I don't know if much people know that. I mean, I didn't. I had to look it up because I specifically had to look up like what's like something that would require a really, really hot oven setting. And I found Neapolitan pizza, which I don't remember exactly because I looked it up like 2 years ago or something. But I think it had something to do with the fact that I think it had something to do with like, you know, you turn it like intensely hot and it cooks like almost immediately, or maybe not almost immediately. Maybe it still took a bit. I don't remember. Suddenly we get a flashback lore, and I like how Yuki like thought to go into the fridge before taking off her jacket fully or something. Like, lol, Yuki, you're so silly.
Why?
It's like, damn, if Yuki felt warm, I guess they had the heater on.
Wow, it's been a while since I've been here. So this is where we need to be? Pretty sure. I'm surprised.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
I forgot, I haven't thought about this in a while, but I wanted Star's advice to Kaze to be like something that Kaze understood, but the viewers don't yet. So it's kind of like a mystery of, ooh, she seems to have an idea of what Star means, but I wonder what that is. I guess Kaze knows something we don't. And then,
You can
and then,
here. So this is where we need to be? Pretty
um,
sure. I'm surprised.
and so it's like a mystery, and also it helps like get to the point faster when like the character knows something, but they don't know the full extent. So it's not like they just magically know the answer. It's more like the character tells them something that they are somewhat familiar with, and they're like, oh, I think I know what you mean. I'm gonna check it out and find out more, if that makes sense. This is another sequence that I'm like, wow, this looks really cool. I was also doing the super thin lines at this point, which is kind of hard to draw with. Like, without being all wobbly. Yeah, you might notice through the series I fluctuate on how thick, thin, or medium the lines are. Also, that's screen. I wonder what that was. That we just saw. It's like, oh yeah, I animated this with a mouse. Jeez. It's like Kaze being all like, no one told me this was a battle shonen anime.
Or maybe just had to play a star? Maybe? How about actually try fighting back, geniuses?
But yeah, the fights won't always be this one-sided, like, or like, you know, there'll be more stuff happening, if that makes sense. It's just, at the moment, they kind of don't have much of a, well, they do have a target, but like, their target is kind of elusive and secluded, or hidden. I try to also make it more like anime-like. Like sometimes I feel like I need to remember to like do those like cartoon anime stuff on where it's like,
are you okay?
I don't know how to describe it very well. Like you know, like create stylistic presentation of things, like chibi or like, you know, backgrounds changing to like random backgrounds or like split screens and stuff. If that makes sense, I like to do those kind of things. But I sometimes try like need to remind myself too, if that makes sense. I don't know about as much now. Or like Yuki's panic attack in episode 4. Like there was some creative stylization there. Rare footage of Tayo being Enki. It didn't last long though. Oh yeah, I was also trying to draw it look like Yuki was like in like that there was a bit of a rubbly crater in the ground now because of that explosion knocking Yuki, and then Yuki's like laying on some rocks.
Reach out to us, all you gotta do is say hi. Hi, I'm Tayo. I'm a sun wolf, so I guess in a way I'm a star too. What's your name? How do you know
sure it can talk. She can talk!
Oh yeah, this part, I wanted to clear,
mean,
because
don't you
my
guys
brain
think
is paranoid,
just maybe
and I'm like,
there's a
oh, I
reason
hope this didn't
she's
come
reaching
off
out
like
to
I
us?
was saying, like,
I've heard the
bad
radiant
about
voice.
people who don't
She
talk or
told me
anything,
to look
like,
to the brightest
that's
stars,
not
and
my
here they
intention.
are. And bright
Like,
stars tend to come on
like,
too
I know
strong,
that
but they only wanna enlighten you.
Kaze said she
Mom,
can
I
talk,
know
and
you
then
wanna help us
followed
through
it
this
up
any way
with,
you can, and damn it, we won't
and
let
then
you down.
followed it up
You
with
think that's
saying,
your
don't you
mom?
think she has a
What?
reason to reach out? Like, I'm not trying to say that people who can't talk don't have a reason to reach out to people. That's not what I'm saying. I just meant it was meant to be her. It's meant like she's segueing into saying I heard the voice earlier, and that connects to why this star is reaching out, was the intention. It's not like she's trying to say like, oh, only people who talk have a reason for reaching out. That's not what she was trying to say. Also, they're not trying to. Tayo wasn't trying to. My brain just always feeling the need to clarify everything because I'm nervous that something comes off the wrong way. Like,
Wait, Mom,
Tayo wasn't saying, like, Tayo wasn't trying to forget about people who don't talk or anything. Like, maybe, well, I mean, he's literally sheltered for one thing, but also, you know, he might have just not thought of it. Or maybe when he said say hi, that could extend to non-verbal ways of saying hi.
Wait,
And Ame just didn't think of that, maybe.
Don't go! Don't leave
And
me in the
Kaze
dark,
cut
please.
in
Get
before
out of there.
Tayo could say anything. This is a very dramatic ending. I wonder what happened. Oh wait, there is an episode after it, but that episode didn't answer some stuff about that, maybe, but yeah, it's cutting off the bottom of the screen. It's like, it's fine, whatever. But yeah, if I can remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, just like I'm paranoid that in episode 1, like, Cindy telling Kyra she's not fat, I'm like, oh, I'm paranoid if that comes off, like, insulting people who are fat. Like, I don't want to. I'm, like, super, like, worried about, like, accidentally insulting people who don't deserve it. Like, it's just supposed to be, I don't know, like, Kairu's, I mean, I'm not paranoid about the part where Kaze insulted Kairu, because that was very clearly shown from, that was meant to be Kairu's insecurities, like, that was what she drew, somebody insulting her as, like, her venting, so I'm not paranoid about that, because that was clear. I'm just paranoid that, like, Cindy, you know, saying you're not, I don't know, like, saying you're not fat, you're adorably chubby. I'm just paranoid that it comes off like I'm saying bad about, like, people who are. I promise I don't want to. I, like, genuinely feel sad at the thought of, like, it insulting people, because I don't want to insult people unless they're, like, bad people or something. I don't want to insult people who are good people. Like, and I'm not gonna insult people who, like, you know, because, like, for something that doesn't deserve to be insulted, like, you know. I hope that makes sense. Also, yeah. Also, the cool ending sequence happened. Basically, I'm going to, the part with Kaze sitting on top of the skull, like, that will, you might notice that appears in episode 3, but not in episode 4. It depends on whether or not it depends on whether or not, like, what, at the end of the episode makes more sense, like, you know, with the music fading in, or with the music, or with it just, like, end abruptly, and then it goes to the slightly longer ending. It just depends on, like, what fits for the ending of that particular episode. So, Kaze sitting on atop the building, it will return. It will return, I'm sure of it. It's just, I don't know what episode. Which episodes will have which one exactly, besides the ones that I do know. I don't know which ones, except the ones I do know. Okay. Also, I talked about other stuff through that entire scene. I don't know if I can really say much about this scene, except, somebody sure has a, passive-aggressive attitude.
The snow
And it's
here
not
is as
Yuki.
fresh and soft as the clouds above. It's no wonder it fills you with so much life
Oh,
and spirit.
I have a couple other things to say about this scene. Okay, a few other things. One, I am
There's
like,
a lot of
damn,
clouds
how did I
up
make
there,
the
Lucy.
sky and the clouds and the snow, the general,
sure you would be
like,
much more
atmosphere
free
of
in
the
the
scene
clouds.
so
It's
gorgeous.
the best place for you.
I mean, some of it was, like, effects, like, there with the smoke, but there was still, like, actual
Well, that
cloud
makes
drawings,
sense.
too, and sky
You
and all
are
that.
a snow wolf. I guess you
Um,
know your life more than I do. You speak with such certainty.
This part here,
It's not like you're a sky wolf as well.
I'm like, I don't know if that was clear enough. It kind of sounded like it was, like, a
It's
dramatic
interesting
implication that she's
how
not a
a
sky
sky
wolf.
can be so warm
Sorry, I hope I didn't
and
lead
yet
anyone astray
so
there, but it's
cold.
actually meant to be just passive-aggressive comment, like, you know, telling her she is a sky wolf, therefore she should be in the sky, was basically the intention there. The other thing I wanted to say about this scene is that laugh that the mystery character did. It sounded a bit odd. I mean, I was going for like light, fluffy, bubbly laughter. I can't say much about this mystery character, and now it's giving me random. I hope it's not showing anything inappropriate. Oh, I usually have it in a playlist. Usually it would have auto-played to episode 4, but I thought I did click on it from a playlist. Anyway, I'll just put it on an image. Oh yeah, the screen's flickering. Sorry, I'll try to stop that. I'll put a warning in the description for screen flickering. Basically, I can't say much about mystery character who talks to Yuki here, but all I can say, what I was going to say is, I love the juxtaposition between passive-aggressive, manipulative attitude and light, bubbly, fluffy sounding voice. And laughter and stuff. So yeah, so yes, you will find out more about this character in the future. Hopefully the near future. Anyway, I hope that I've said everything I wanted to say in this. If not, I'll just say it in the episode 4 commentary. So yeah, this was Skywolves episode 3, The Darkness of Bright Stars. Oh, the title basically came from, like, I wanted it to like fit in with like the plotline. And I was like, well, Star tells Kaze, you know, that the pathway to the answer is like, you know, something to do with like stars, like the darkest of stars, or sorry, brightest stars that are dark as can be, and it's showing like something about these bright stars have darkness to them. And then also, I also like related it to Kairu's plotline as well, with like saying something about how Kairu like feels like there's darkness in her like situation right now or something, or maybe something like that. Maybe, I don't know. And maybe it was like Kaze also like finding darkness in her situation. And I guess Arashi like having a dark side, or just being dark basically. Like having a dark personality. But yeah, but yeah, hopefully I said everything I need to say. Yeah. So, hopefully that's everything. So yeah, this is Skywolves episode 3. I hope I didn't miss anything important. I'm kind of feeling like I probably did, but it's alright, because I can always say it in episode 4 or another episode's commentary. What about, like, after I finish this whole series and have done commentary on every episode, I can just make a bonus video, like, hey, by the way, something I forgot to say in the Skywolves series finale commentary, insert, like, 2 seconds of trivia here, or something. It's fine. If it comes to that, or maybe I'll find a less weird way to do it, but, you know. Anyway, I also hope I didn't say anything too spoilery. I made sure not to, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is Skywolves episode 3, Darkness of Bright Stars. Oh, update on episode 5. I'm very close to the end. I only have, I'm like partway through scene 7, maybe roughly half-ish, I don't know. And then there's just the rest of scene 7, and then the entirety of scene 8, and then I'm gonna be done. There's 11 scenes overall, by the way. I still hope to have it out this month. I do apologize if I don't, though. Hopefully I will, though. My motivation is kind of zigzagged. Like, I was, like, not motivated, and then I was super motivated, and now I'm kind of, like, in the middle, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying not to push myself too hard, but I'm also trying to give myself healthy pushes where I need to. So it's, like, finding that balance, you know? Finding that balance between pushing, allowing yourself the breaks you need, but also, like, having the work ethic to, you know, have to continue when you are able to, if that makes sense. But I'm not saying that anyone has to do stuff in a certain amount of time or anything, you know. It all depends on what you want. Like, you know, no one's value is determined based on how fast they animate or anything like that. It's just like, you know, it's a personal thing. If like you specifically want to reach this speed and like you achieve that goal, or you're trying to achieve that goal. Um anyway, but yeah, basically yeah, sorry, I'm trying to remember what else I was gonna say. I don't know. I was basically just talking about how I hope to have Skywolves episode 5 out by sometime this month. Oh, you know what else? It's been, as I'm recording this, hopefully it'll be uploaded like tonight or something. Hopefully, Skywolves episode 1, it's been almost 4 years since I uploaded that thing. That is crazy. So yeah, episode 5, episode 5 is basically, episode 5, hopefully will come out soon. Thankfully, I seem to have returned to animating much speedier, so hopefully, my goal is to try and get, an episode done, like, every couple months or something, or I'll try. We'll have to see how well I do it, but I still believe I can, so, you know. I'm also really eager to get to certain things. I mean, obviously I'm eager about the stuff I'm on too, but I'm just also really eager to get to certain things in the series that I'm like eager to get to. I'm eager to get to the things I'm eager to get to. So yeah, this has been Rocky Stone. This has been Rocky Stone, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope that I didn't insult people by mistake, because I don't want to do that unless they're bad people. Which, I'm not talking about bad people, I'm talking about good people. So yeah. Okay, bye. I'll hopefully upload this video later tonight. And believe in yourself. I guess I just wanted to give some random motivational, inspirational advice thing at the end because I felt like it. Sorry if it sounded random though, but yeah. Believe in yourself, believe in your creations, and find your motivation and your inspiration.